Well, hey everyone. Um, Here it is. Tuesday morning, the 8th? Is it the 8th? Um, just spent the first night in the trailer, and just kind of want to give you some impressions about it. Um, it was a good night. Didn't have any problems with it. It was quiet enough, it seems. It stayed warm. I didn't have a heater running. It got to, I don't know, about 50, 55 degrees. Switch over here a little bit. No, I can't do that. Outside, yeah, inside, I didn't measure what the temperature was, but it wasn't that cold. It might have been, 60, 62, something around there. Um, yeah, it seemed pretty good. My only couple things I'll tell you what I had to do. Um, First and foremost, a place to put Iris. Now, I thought I'd have enough room on the bed to put her without pushing into me and all that stuff. Turned out I did not. That may change in the future once I make my changes, but for now, I had to put her bed on the floor by the dinette. Mainly because if I put it right next to the bed, I'd be having to step over her, and yeah, that's never any fun. So that's what I did. But I've tested a few things in the trailer, just turn them on and see if they work. The air conditioner seems to work pretty good. Here, let's go look at the different things, and I'll talk about them. Hold on a second here. Okay, as far as you can see, Iris's bed, it's on the side. I had it down here on the floor. It was out of the way everywhere. Had it far enough away from the air intake on the. I don't know if that's a charger or a inverter in there. Anytime I turn something on, the fan speed increases. So I haven't checked out whether these light bulbs are AC or DC. Could be either. Um, I would think they'd be DC, but who knows? And maybe it's just a fan controller for the charger. And once there's a draw on the circuitry, it just kind of, you know, ups its charge to the batteries and therefore increases the fan. But, anyways, um, the Norcold fridge. Now, the only thing I've tested, I started with DC and I said, no, I'll flip it to AC. Um, I have not tried the gas, and I really haven't tried the DC to see if it would, hold. I will later um, when I get some time. I definitely want to try the gas, see if that will actually work. Um, I guess these fridges, at first I thought it was not working because it wasn't getting very cold, and then it started getting a little colder. And then I read somewhere, nobody really said anything on the time it takes, but one of the places did say that you want to give it at least 8 hours before you start putting food in it. So maybe it's just slow at cooling. I don't know. And then maybe that's part of its energy consumption or reduction is just just using low energy to cool it down. I don't know. I haven't researched them enough. But it sat on here overnight. It sat on number 3, which is like halfway. It goes 1 to 5, so a little over halfway. And it was nice and cold in the morning. Of course, I'm sure ambient temperature has a lot to do with that. So I'll also want to test it in hot temperatures and see how it does at holding the temperature. But currently, now this is my weather station that I got, and I actually will say that this weather station has impressed me. But anyways, I took the outside temp sensor from on the tire and put it in the fridge. And so currently, a little while ago, it was on 3. I turned it to 4 to see if it got colder, but it's about 33 degrees in the refrigerator box. So I will say on this temp thing, the outdoor sensor is tough. I accidentally ran over it with the cargo trailer when I was moving it, and it held together. So I've got the blinds closed. Let's see what else. So I said the air conditioner. I've run the stereo. The USB stick does work in it. So that made me happy. We got these vents, which at least one of these I'm going to be putting a max air vent in there. So that's kind of my plan. Let's see. Last night, that bowl and spoon is from ice cream that I had. So that was kind of nice. I have not tested the furnace out yet. But I turned the switch and it did come on. So that's what I did. Now, you look at the bed. And the bed, the reason why this is this way, and I didn't really check it out before, but this is all you get for a mattress, at least what was in here. So what I did is I just took my mattress from the cargo trailer and threw it in there, and it was a nice comfy night's sleep. Now here's a weird thing. Not really weird. You see the electrical outlet? And there's one over here behind the pillow as well. And that's kind of not much higher than the mattress. And I gotta believe you either have something plugged down at your feet or you have something plugged in your head. You're dealing with wires coming out. And then in addition to that, there's no shelving in here. So if you wanted to charge a cell phone or whatever, you want to have an alarm clock, you know, any of that stuff, there's no shelving. So I don't know what you do with it. I will probably not utilize those. I don't know, I might, but it just seems something kind of weird. And the curtain rod, you know, with a little closet here. No night lights, no little night lights. And I'm gonna have to check out this, but this doesn't come on for some. No, now it does. Last night it did not. I don't know why that was. Made a liar out of me. So those are a couple things I noticed. This is the TV antenna control, which I will probably never use. You watch. Now I will, because I said I wouldn't. Cool little feature on this. You know, normally on screen doors, you have to slide this open to open your screen door. Well, this has a little rod mechanism. If you can see, it's sticking through. And you just push this whole thing, and it pushes down the latch. Which I have to adjust the latch, because it doesn't close all the way. So it's just a matter of adjustment. Those are a few things. I have not tried out the gas, anything gas yet. I will, just haven't had to. The furnace, I don't know how I'm going to utilize that, but it did come on. The power did come on. Range hood, it works. We got the light that comes on, and then you got the fan. I did try the microwave. I even got the clock set. Let me see it. But I could not, like the guy told me, the carousel did not turn. And it does. It does not turn. So I don't know if that's a belt or what it is. But that's what I've discovered so far on this. But yeah, nice and cold. There's a little temp sensor in there that I ran over. It's doing pretty nice. So again, some thoughts on this is that maybe what I'll do, even if it works good, I still think, well, there's a lot of heavy cabinetry, but I think I might do better with just having, replacing that cabinetry, making it a little different, make it a little lighter, having some room for my Alpacool fridges, both the CX40 and the C15, and use one for a freezer again. I think I'll do that. They're not gonna last forever, but I think it will. It'll be lighter overall, and I think I'll have more room overall. So that's kind of what my thoughts are. I may or may not swap that unit out for the air conditioner that I did buy, that I was going to put in the cargo trailer. I don't know yet. It looks kind of unsightly, but you know, it works. For now it works. So they say if it ain't broke, don't fix it, but you know. Then another thing, I don't know if I should bother with this or not. This stereo only has the 2 speakers right there. Now what it would be kind of nice, and it is a 4-channel system, it would be kind of nice to have some speakers up forward somewhere, maybe in the sleeping compartment area or something, I don't know. So I may look into running that. Um, Lots of stuff to do on here. From I said before, mild to wild. But overall, the trailer is pretty fair, pretty good condition. One thing I don't know if you guys noticed, you can see it from here, the plywood underneath the bed. I didn't measure it, but it's either 3/4 inch or 1 inch plywood, and it looks fairly new. So I'm thinking I have to look at the bracing under there, but I'm thinking that's just overkill. I mean, just a lot of weight that doesn't need to be there. So I'm looking at maybe once I get my mattress, because I'm going to order a full-size mattress, maybe I'll replace that with some thinner stock, just because it doesn't need to be so heavy. And people would say, "Oh well, heavier duty doesn't matter." In a way, that's true, but it adds more weight. Um, Overall, this trailer, it's said to be fully equipped, or well, with full propane and all that stuff. Anyways, 3,000 pounds. Um, Dry weight, max allowed capacity of cargo was like 400 pounds and change, which I'm sure this is already exceeding or getting close because of all the heavier duty stuff. Full propane tank on the tongue, 2 batteries on the tongue alone. I mean, those batteries got to be, I'm guessing, anywhere from 40 to 70 pounds each. So, there's an extra 100 pounds at minimum. So, yeah, I mean, I'd like to lighten this up because of the things I want to put in here. I'm going to have to free up some weight. Why does that matter? Well, namely the axle. Okay, the axle is rated, I'm guessing it's a 3,500 pound axle. Um, that's what the weight allowances is. Yeah, that's what the weight allowances add up to. So based on that, there's a couple things I could do. I could put heavier duty axles on here, at a pretty substantial expense, or I could reduce the weight, offset the weight. So there's a couple projects that I'm thinking about doing, and I think they'll be fun projects. Namely, they have to do with rebuilding some of these cabinets. So, excuse me. The other part of the weight is I noticed that it seemed to me at least, there was a lot of weight on the nose. I was getting a lot of bouncy on the truck, which I don't think should have been the case. And maybe I'm just not used to towing a heavier trailer. That could very well be, but it just seemed like a lot of bouncy. So with that, that's pretty much all I've discovered on the trailer so far. It did come with an assortment. Well, it's got a really long shore power cord. I mean, not really long, 25 feet. Um, but it also has a 50-foot heavy duty extension cord. It also had the adapter from 110 to 30 amp plug. A lot of goodies. It also has a water hose with a filter on it. So those are all very nice. And I'm going to hook up the trailer to water. And as far as the dump, um, I don't want to fill up my holding tanks, but I have the convenience of a dump right here at the house, with tapping into the sewer line, and but I'm not sure that I have a long enough hose for draining it, so I'll probably have to get a longer length of hose to do that. But so we'll just see. Um, yeah, I got a couple changes I want to make in here, and so we'll see how that goes. But I just wanted to share that with you guys. Thanks everybody for watching. Thanks for all the comments, both positive and negative, although most of them are positive. There's always a few that, and it's learning experiences. We either learn that um, they've pointed out my shortcomings, or we've learned that they're just not all that, right? So anyways, we're gonna get going. I gotta do some shopping today, and then mom's gotta go to a medical appointment. So that's pretty much gonna take up the whole day. So Thanks for watching, everybody, and remember to take care of yourselves and take care of each other. All right, bye.